What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Bulletz Gotti. You already know what it is. This video right here is going to be about Katt Williams and the whole blowback and how I really feel about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, before we start this video off, I got some clips that I want y'all to see. Feuds on Love, Trick Daddy, Ice Cube, and even Luda addressing Katt Williams.
They think they can rewrite history. Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. You mean to tell me if Steve Harvey your favorite comedian?
Y'all, it's me, Guy Torrey, your guy, Guy Torrey. I need to address this Katt Williams situation, man. I normally don't get into stuff like this, but since my name was mentioned, I need to clear some things up real quick. First of all, I'm not taking any sides, man. You know what? He mentioned Fat Tuesdays. He mentioned my documentary on Amazon Prime right now, which is streaming strong. And he mentioned it was a beautifully done documentary, which it was. But we told no lies. And it was mentioned that in the Club Shay interview that Cedric did not come through Fat Tuesdays, which is not true. Check it out. Cedric the Entertainer and Joe Torre, 1995, Fat Tuesdays. The Katt Williams himself, film director F. Gary Gray, Chris Rock, Guy Torrey, Cedric the Entertainer. Some closer looks.
Cedric the Entertainer!
Started out as one night.
Katt Williams, your little pussy ass get on a Sharp show and just get in your little bitch ass feelings and get in ways and you say all type of shit you ain't supposed to say. See, there's a lot of shit about certain rap niggas I could say, but I know it's some shit that I shouldn't say, so I don't say it. You said some slick shit about me in one of your stand-up, you was being sarcastic, saying that if Trick Daddy could own a restaurant, you could do anything. Well, nigga, you bulldagging looking ass fuck nigga, keep my name out your mouth. I'm not no comedian. I'm a street nigga first, okay? Keep my name out your mouth, bitch ass nigga. Keep Ricky Smiley name out your mouth. Keep all OG's name out your mouth. If you don't like a person, you don't say it. I've told people that I didn't think you was funny. I ain't never say I didn't like you. And I'm glad I didn't never say I didn't like you, because by me not thinking you were funny, I actually saw you one day and I was laughing my ass off. I was crying laughing one day. Remember that little boy put you in the headlock? I was crying fucking laughing that day, nigga. Listen, man, stop talking about other niggas to be relevant in the game, the trend. Because you was trending today, and I'm going to be trending tomorrow on your bitch ass. And I'm with whatever you with, nigga. And every nigga, every comedian, everybody who you told a story got more money than me and you. You on my level, bitch ass nigga. Ha ha. The joke on you, bitch ass nigga. You ain't funny. You're a fucking joke. Stop making fun of other niggas. Black folk, we have to stop belittling our brothers and sisters to get a platform, to get shares, to get likes, to get views, to trend. We have to stop.
Chimp Williams. Chimp Williams. It's hard to address lunacy and hypocrisy and downright ignorance. But it's so funny how many people think this dumb, stupid motherfucker is spitting truth. But that's the internet, I guess. You guys want to believe in something so bad. I guess you left God and now you believe in chimps like this nigga. who's an actual chimp, and you're not listening to what he's saying. He's actually calling for help. He's calling for help. None of the shit he says lines up with nothing. He runs a Fort something sub.
Never shoot a rape scene in a movie, especially like Friday, where you actually see this happening on camera. That ain't my style. If you check out any of my movies, they not raunchy. You know, we did a movie called Players Club where the subject matter was a little raunchy, but for the most part, even that, we left it to your imagination. So the only reason that kind of stuff was in the movie is because you have 3 villains in Friday After Next. You have Santa Claus stealing presents. You have Damon, just got out of prison, sweating. Craig and Daddy for the rent money. And then you have Money Mike, you know, a pimp that treats his woman, you know, like a property. So Craig is always fighting the villains in the movie, you know, from the Joker Brothers to Debo. And so we already had Craig fighting Santa Claus. And the only real way to get rid of the other 2 villains was to have them go against each other. And the plier joke was always in the script, you know, it was never, we would never ever show that, you know, that's not my style if you look at any of my movies. So, you know, that was never a discussion, you know. We, you know, at that point in everybody's career, you know, we would listen to a certain extent, but we wasn't gonna change the movie for any actor, you know. We do what we feel, and if it was a rape scene, it would have been in the movie. There was no reason not to shoot it. But that's not my style. I don't even like that kind of shit in movies.
I'm reading stupid shit like, oh man, Kevin's fan base is turning on him now. Katt done made it so his fan base is turning on him now. Kevin ain't never been funny. Don't get it twisted. Kevin Hart is a global phenomenon. He's globally famous. He can go anywhere in the world and sell out a whole arena or stadium by himself. So for all these people that think that Katt has turned the world on its axis about Kevin, knock it off. Oh, we must, Katt exposed the Illuminati. We must stop giving our money to these devil worshippers. We must take our power back. What power? You're not that serious. You're not that important. Stay in your lane. My man, he really my man. Only got one man.
Hey man, can I get you anything? Can I get you water or something, man?
Oh, okay.
You doing okay? Alright.
Yeah.
Can we give you a minute?
Thank you.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate you.
Running it down on these niggas.
Sex, drugs, money, and murder, my nigga. You know how we did it, my nigga. Still be painting them bitches, my nigga. Ripping that roll, fucking your bitches. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. 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 Niggas, they never gon' hurt you. Niggas, they never will hurt you. Sex, drugs, money, and murder. Sex, drugs, money, and murder.
Got the trap spot, understand how to get that. Ran down on them niggas with a flip back. You ain't never seen none of nigga live like that. I was still getting stacks back. Had to fuck around getting them packs back.
When people really look at what Katt Williams said in his interview with Shannon Sharp on Club Shay, I'm going to keep it all the way real with y'all, right? I'm going to keep it all the way real. A lot of what he was saying came off on some hating shit. It came off on some real hating shit. It came off like he's bitter and he mad at certain individuals. Steve Harvey, Cedric, Dave Chappelle, Jamie Foxx, you know, Martin, Ricky Smiley, Luda, you name it. My thing with Katt Williams, right? You feel that way, you ain't wearing no dress, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But to talk about dudes' wives, to talk about, you know, dude Ricky Smiley's son, to sit up there and shade dudes. And one thing I respect Gotti and even Phase on Love and Ice Cube, what they said in their videos, I kind of agree with it because it's like, Katt, you made your money, dog. You don't have to be on, like, and I'm going to keep it real. When niggas sound miserable, niggas sound miserable. You know, it's not only Katt Williams. You got Jaguar, right? You got many others. When you hear some people that admitted that their career hasn't went where it was supposed to went, and you come off angry and miserable, that means you mad. Because no way in hell you gotta do all that for, you know, to sell tickets. Katt Williams doing all this to sell tickets for his show. And if you gotta go that low to sell tickets, that's crazy to me. Because Katt got a name. He got a name. You know? And for him to talk about his son, you know, and Ricky Smiley, you don't like Ricky, that's cool. But you didn't have to go to the levels of saying what you said about that man's son. You know what I'm saying? On the internet. And I think a lot of our black men, man, what I've noticed with a lot of black people and in the community, man, is that to get notoriety, to get any type of commercial, like we want the notoriety and we want, you know, basically to promote our brands, we got to start aiming low instead of high. You know what I'm saying? It was unnecessary for him to say what he said about Ricky's son. He could have left that out. Just like with him saying what he said about Luda's wife. A lot of shit could have been left out. A lot of shit was unnecessary. A lot of shit, it really should have never even been in that commercial. You know, Katt Williams was wrong for what he did. And it came more for some hating ass shit, in my opinion. I just feel like it came off for some real hating ass shit. I feel like he came off as a real hater because, and not only this, right? Suge, let's keep it real. Suge did the collect call, and he said something about Katt Williams before he got shot at 1 He said Katt Williams, he went to the club because they didn't let Katt Williams in. Katt Williams disappeared on him. And then he ends up getting shot. Now, what Suge was saying, if you really listen to it, he really was saying that he feel that Katt Williams lined him up. But Katt Williams not talking about that. He gets on the interview and talks about, you know, what he says about certain individuals. And to diss Michael Jackson, R. Kelly and all that, that's corny. You know, that was corny. In my book, I felt as a black man, what did you have to prove by doing all that? You know? What did you have to prove by doing all the disrespect that he was doing? All that because you gonna get a check? All that because you trying to get a show, your show, you trying to promote your show and get people to buy tickets to your show? That's all you doing this for? Because that's really and truly, that's what he doing it for. For a check and for his show. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to get tickets for a show. But if you trying to get tickets for a show, why make joke? Why go low and try to attack people? You know? And people they say, well, they said this about Katt Williams. No, Katt Williams didn't have any. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Katt Williams could have went and got his bag and could have been respectful. You know, a lot of misery loves company, man. You know? And misery loves company. Why would you say that man sacrificed his son? Like, a lot of people don't know what somebody going through when somebody make a statement like that on a platform. You sacrifice your son. Like, why would you say something like that as a man? As a man, bro. I felt like Katt, that was a poor chase of word. You can say anything you want to say about Ricky Smiley. He's a man. But when you start talking about somebody that he lost, his child that he lost, to say that this man sacrificed his son, that committed suicide, just so you can get a fucking check, I feel that was poor taste, bro. I feel like that was poor taste. As a man, a lot of that shit was poor taste. A lot of that was to get a bag. You know? All that was to get a bag. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad. Because a lot of people, you know, they got to do what they got to do to get money. But as how low can you go as a black man that you willing to motherfucking join the team up and attack other fellow black comedians? Notice that these dudes, they always go at their own, man. They got their handlers. He didn't have to say none of that about none of them brothers. He could have talked about a lot of the good things he do. He could have talked about other things. He didn't have to talk about the disrespectful things, talk about dudes' wives and talk about people's children. And not only that, to even talk about, you know, these dudes did this and this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Martin gave you a career opportunity so you can make more money. So, you know what I'm saying? People thinking about, oh, Big Mama, you know, Martin wore a dress. Okay, Martin wore a dress, Big Mama house. That's cool. But he still made a lot of money, box office. You know what I'm saying? Like, people got to look at it. Black men not the only people that wore dresses. Robert Williams wore a dress. You know, Tom Hanks wore a dress and bosom buddies. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just black actors, it's white actors, it's all type of actors. You know what I'm saying? It's comedy. You know, Martin is a comedian. You know, a lot of these dudes is comedians. It's not like they wearing a dress in all they movies. You know what I'm saying? So what Katt did was kind of like corny. You know what I'm saying? To try to play dudes out. You know, to hate on Cedric, to hate on this one, to hate on that one. And it's like with the whole like stealing jokes. Okay, people saying, oh, like, and another thing about the hanging with Mr. Cooper thing. He said that, you know, he had a TV show just like, no, he didn't. Hanging with Mr. Cooper was a show about a ex-basketball player that lived with two females, Holly Robinson Pete and Dawn Lewis. That was Mark Curry. They lived in the house together. Dawn Lewis left the show. It was Holly Robinson Pete and Raven Simone came on the show the second season. And I forgot shorty name that played her mother. That was like his sister, his cousin on the show, right? And it was based on a basketball player The Steve Harvey show was based off of Steve Hightower, and both shows is done by Warner Brothers. Let's get this clear. Both shows were done by Warner Brothers, right? Steve Harvey's show was based on a dude that was an ex-musician that became a music teacher. And he was the music teacher on the Steve Harvey show. It's totally different. It's a totally different type of show, right? It's really not the same kind of show, but people want to make it seem like it's the same kind of show, because people got to remember Steve Harvey had a show before the Steve Harvey show. Me and My Boys, which was on ABC. It used to come on Friday nights. TGIF. Back in 94, 95. That's when they was trying to do the black, it was 94, 93. Yeah, 93, 94, 95, around that time. Madge St. Clair was on the show with him, right? But the hate that Steve Harvey gets is crazy. Now, this man has a successful radio show. He had a successful talk show. He wrote great books. And it's like dudes just be hating on the brother because he's successful. You know what I mean? And it's like, what a lot of cats got to understand, right? Bernie Mac, successful in his own right. Him having the Bernie Mac show and other movies that he did and all that, having major success. A lot of these guys were what you call A-list comedians. Katt Williams wasn't considered an A-list comedian. He was like, he wasn't like on an Eddie Griffin level. He wasn't on a Chris Tucker level. He was like, he was a good comedian. He wasn't even on the Mike Epps level. He was like, a good comedian. He was a B-list comedian. But he had good supporting roles in the right movies like First Sunday and Friday After Next and all that. And like with Kevin Hart just know how to get in the right movies with the right cast members. If he get in a movie with The Rock or Ice Cube and, Michael Ealy, and Soul Plane, you saw who he had in there, D.L. Hughley, all those great actors that was in there, John Witherspoon and all that. He just know how to get in and Method Man was in there. He just knows how to get in the right movies with the right actors. So with Katt, he's mad because his career didn't go, but he has to look at it like, dude, you had problems. You had substance abuse problems. You had all type of wild shit you was doing that fucked up your career. You just like Jaguar Wright. When I see a lot of these people, when their careers get fucked up, they get on the internet and they want to start exposing shit because they feel that their career, they should have been the top. But it don't work like that, man. It's not about working hard. It's about working smarter. At one time, you got to look at it in comedy. That's what niggas got to understand. In the 80s, the top comedians, you got to look, the top guys in the 80s in comedy was Eddie Murphy, Damon Wayans, Robert Townsend, Keenan. Those were the top guys. And then you had Robert Harris that was coming in, right? The 70s, it was Bill Cosby, Red Fox, Flip Wilson, Richard Pryor. Dick Gregory was doing his thing. But those were like and Paul Mooney. Those were the top guys. The 80s, like I said, Keenan, Damon, Eddie, Robert Townsend, Arsenio Hall. That was the top guys in the 80s. The 90s, Jamie Foxx, Martin Lawrence, Chris Rock, Chris Tucker. You understand what I'm saying? Bernie Mac. You know what I'm saying? Those were the top tier dudes. But the you know what I'm saying, in that era. You know, when you had Steve Harvey, you had Cedric the Entertainer, that was in that era, that 90s era, you know? And I always say that if you wasn't a big dog in comedy, you just wasn't that dude. You know, Jamie Foxx, when Jamie started popping off and Martin started popping off, they was getting the big screen movies. You know, Martin, Thin Line Between Love and Hate. He was box office smasher. Thin Line Between Love and Hate. You know, Chris Rock, he doing all the movies, you know, back in them days. You know, Jamie Foxx, I said, Martin Lawrence. You know, these dudes was doing all the movies in the 90s and 2000s, and they just household legends. They had their own TV shows. Jamie Foxx had the Jamie Foxx show. Martin had the Martin show. Chris Rock had the Chris Rock talk show. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey had the Steve Harvey show. You know, Bernie Mac later had the Bernie Mac show. It's like certain comedians, man, had they own shit. DL and all them, they had their own shit. You know? And it's like, if you didn't have your own sitcom and you wasn't like a Damon Wayans with My Wife and Kids, or you didn't, or Bill Cosby with the Cosby Show, you can't get mad that you didn't, you know, get to that Chris Tucker level. You know, get to those guys, because those guys was the top. Listen, man, the 90s, like I said, the 90s, when you talk about big dogs, Chris Tucker was a big dog. Chris Rock was a big dog. Martin was a big dog. Jamie Foxx was a big dog. Damon Wayans, he was in that group with Marlon, you know, who was coming up. You know, certain dudes was big dogs. Eddie Murphy, big dog. You know, so when it comes to comedy in the 80s and 90s, it was a lot of big dogs. And some dudes just as jealous because they career, but you could have been like a Dave Chappelle. Look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle left the industry, came back. He didn't slander nobody. He didn't shit on nobody. He didn't do none of what Katt Williams did. He got his money, doing his specials, living good. You know? The sad part is Katt Williams had to get on a platform and go crazy. You know? Which ain't made no sense to do that to dudes that's your colleagues. All that he did, disrespected dudes, and shitting on dudes and saying shit that he said in there. I'm like, damn, dog, like all this wasn't necessary, bro. You know, all that wasn't necessary as a black comedian. I mean, black comedians and just black men in general, we have a bad way of fucking throwing daggers and stones at black men, bro. Look at what Hannibal Buress did. Shitted on Bill Cosby. You a journeyman comedian and you went and shit on Bill Cosby. And all that you did by shitting on Bill Cosby, your career still ain't went nowhere. They just gonna know you as the dude that shit on Bill Cosby. Got a couple movie roles and a couple, you know, but you ain't never reached to that big dog status or that big dog level. You know what I'm saying? I keeps it real. All that just for what? I can't respect a man that has to shit on his own people just to get his name and his career popping. That to me is just weird. But I tell people all the time, man, it's a lot of people that is sellouts in our community, man. They'll do anything for a bag. Katt Williams is bitter. Anytime you got to get on your platform and got to shit on niggas and say this one did this and this one did that, you's a bitter nigga, bro. You's a bitter ass nigga. You don't got to shit on other black men just to prop yourself up, bro. That's some female shit. That's some real female shit. You know what I'm saying? You can shit on Chris Tucker and all these niggas all you want, but them niggas are sitting, living their life, getting to the bag, still getting roles. Like, when the last time Katt Williams did a movie? Like, when the last time you seen Katt Williams had like a major role in a film? Martin helped out Katt. A lot of dudes helped out Katt. Katt Williams ain't getting no roles like that. Last movie I saw Katt Williams was in a For the Love of Money. I haven't seen nothing else with him with no movies or no roles, man. You know, I feel like he's upset at the fact that he's not considered the greatest. He's funny, but he's not considered the greatest. To be 50 years old and hating on other niggas, bro, that's crazy, man. Katt 50-some years old, man. The fuck you hating on other niggas, bro? 52 years old hating on niggas for what? That's the shit that kills me, nigga. To be 50-some years old carrying on the way he carrying on. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. You know? You know? A lot of shit that happened to Katt Williams, he made himself look like a complete ass. Fighting with kids in the park. You know, fucking carrying on with people and all type of crazy shit, you know, getting locked up for firearms and assaulting people and getting high, and it's a lot of shit that he been doing, man. Child endangerment, you know. Katt been going back and forth to jail, then he been working on his craft. And you got a lot of niggas that do great things when they go to jail, don't get me wrong. But nigga, hone into your craft. Katt ain't honing his craft. He on these platforms shitting on other men when he should be talking about honing in his craft as a man. You know? And that's the crazy part about all this shit. Katt Williams don't stand for nothing. He fall for anything. That's the sad part about all of this shit. Because, dog, if it was really about that, if it was really about the community, come on, bro.
Peter says his main job was to keep their case in front of District Attorney Charles Riddle in an effort to make sure that he was aggressively
Come on, man.
prosecuted. What he told me was,
I just don't understand. Like, all that he did didn't make any sense. Like, you said what you said, but you said it out of anger and shade. You didn't say it out of like you give a fuck. You said it out of anger and shade. Because if a nigga wasn't mad and a nigga didn't have no shade and he ain't had no hate in his heart, he would have never went on there and did what he did. All that shit wasn't necessary what he did, and he did it because it was out of jealousy. Now, I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. I don't like Kevin Hart. But I know when a nigga hating, And Katt was hating on niggas. In the whole interview, he was just talking about how much he despise. You could tell he has a despise for these niggas because it's like, damn, these niggas is getting the bag and I'm not getting the bag. They getting to make, they still relevant. Why are they still relevant? It's because, my nigga, they put the work in. All that talking about this nigga did this nigga did that. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? All that wasn't necessary. You want to sell tickets? Cool. We get it. You did all of this to promote your tour. We know what it was. It was promotion. Because if it wasn't promotion for your tour, you would have never said anything about none of these dudes. But you did. You know why you did it, because you was trying to promote and trying to get that bag and trying to get that paper. That's what people keep missing. It was all about that bag and it was all about that paper. Because if it wasn't for that bag and that paper, Katt Williams would have never said nothing about none of these men. He know that. You know what I'm saying? He did that because, you know, he wanted to keep himself relevant, but he also want to keep that bag going. You know what I'm saying? Because Katt ain't been relevant in a minute. You know? Jamie and all these niggas, they edged and stone as legends, bro. Katt is not a top 5 or a top 10 comedian. He may be top 20, but he not top 5, top 10. He not up there with the greats. Say what you want about Steve Harvey, man. Steve Harvey put the groundwork in. You can't knock it. Man is a hustler. You know? He may not be the best as Bernie Mac, but the man is a hustler. I respect Steve Hustle. But the shit on other black comedians and all that, just because you feel that they don't deserve their spot or whatever, however you feel, all that's not cool and all that's unnecessary, man. But you got to realize something, man. It's a lot of Willie Lynch shit and it's a lot of messy shit in our community. That's the only way motherfuckers could feel good, is by putting the other motherfuckers down because they feel salty and bitter about their position in life. You know? And what niggas got to understand, everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? That's hated shit. Katt been hating on Steve. But when you start taking it to the low part where you start talking about a nigga sacrifice his son and talking about dudes' wives and all the shit that you say about certain dudes, it's like, damn, dog. All that you doing and saying, brother, it's animosity. You know? It's animosity. And that's all I got to say about the Katt Williams thing. I just wanted to touch on that real quick. And salute to everybody. It's your boy Bulletz Gotti. You already know what it is.